Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel where we cover all things real estate when it comes to Los Angeles. My name is Chloe DeVerrier. I'm a seasoned real estate expert and agent here. Now obviously buying a home from state to state can have its various differences, but even purchasing a home in the state of California between NorCal and SoCal can have its significant differences as well. So today we're going to cover 10 things that you need to know. Now, number one, this might come as a surprise, but here in California, we do not work with lawyers. I know in a lot of other states, you have lawyers that are step-by-step involved with the transactional process. They sit down with you at the closing table to sign the final documents to purchase your home. That being said here, that is very different. We don't work with lawyers through the process unless it's a probate sale or you are a trustee and you need an estate or trust attorney. That being said, most people don't work with an attorney. When it comes to signing your final documents, typically a few days out from your recording date, you will go into the escrow office in person, do some live signatures, and that's pretty much the final document that you're going to sign to officialize the sale. Number two, California has some pretty pricey property taxes, and so that's definitely something you need to account into your annual expenses. Now, I would say on average here, an average percentage is about 1.25%, and your installments are paid twice a year. So once on February 1st and once on November 1st. As an example, if you purchase a $1 million home here, then you're looking at about $12,500 each year for your property taxes. Now, number three, as a buyer, you are responsible for your closing costs. Now, sellers, of course, have their own costs to deal with as well. But as a buyer, you are responsible for your half share of the escrow fees, any loan origination fees, recording fees, and your taxes. Now, of course, the numbers can vary from transaction to transaction. I would say, again, you should budget out about 1.25% to cover those closing costs. And if you are ready to fully dive into the home buying process, I'm also always happy to have your lender or my lender draft up an estimated closing sheet to give you an idea of what you're looking at out of pocket by the end of the transaction. Now, number five, as a buyer, you are fully responsible for your inspection and appraisal fees. Now, I know in other parts of California, such as NorCal, sometimes sellers will actually provide disclosure reports and inspections up front for you. That's not very common here at all. So you might feel a little blind going into a transaction, but on average, you'll have about 10 days to do your full due diligence in your homework. That includes reviewing disclosures, talking to experts, talking to contractors if needed, doing extensive inspections, and typically I'll recommend we do a general inspection first. And if anything comes up during that general inspection that might be of a concern, such as sewer or mold, whatever it might be, then we know that we can talk to an additional expert to find out what those fees are going to cost you. Now, inspection costs vary on the size of the home that you are purchasing, but I would budget out at least a few $100s per inspection. And this money is so worth it. I would never advise you to skip it just to save a few $100, and this is why. First of all, you need to know what you're buying. Second of all, if there are significant issues found during this inspection and due diligence period, we have the opportunity to go back to the negotiating table and get some credits or repairs done for you before closing. Now, number six, if you are buying a luxury home here, so anything over $5 million, this is really important for you to know. And if it's not applicable to you, you can skip on to the next one. That being said, if you are buying a home over $5 million, ULA is a new measure here in the city of Los Angeles that went into effect on April 1st in 2023. Now, this doesn't technically apply to you as a buyer. It's mostly going to be affecting the seller. That being said, it's something to know if you purchase a home, because you never know what could happen and you could potentially sell your home a few years down the road. So if you're buying a home over $5 million, there is an additional transfer tax of 4.5%. And if you're purchasing a home over $10 million, there's an additional transfer tax of 5.5%. Something to note, it's not your responsibility now when you're purchasing. However, if you do choose to sell into the future, that will be something that you have to take into account. Number seven, you do need to be fully pre-approved here in order to properly shop for a home and submit an offer. No seller will take your offer seriously without any form of a pre-approval. In fact, on the specific California Association of Realtors contract, it is required for you to deliver that with your offer as well, or within the first 3 days. This is your way of announcing to the cooperating side that you are a legitimate qualified buyer. And quite frankly, if you didn't have it, no one's going to accept your offer here, especially in this market. Now, things here can go very quickly, and there's also very limited inventory. So if you're interested in a home, but you're not pre-approved yet, that process alone can often take a few days up to a week, and that might cost you the opportunity to get your offer in when there's multiple offers coming to the table. Number 8, your main team of people here is going to be your real estate agent and your lender. Now, these two, they work hand in hand with the entire sales process. A lot of people think that there is no relation between the two, but in fact, we are working side by side through the whole transaction, making sure contingencies are going to plan, making sure the appraisal is going to plan. If there are any hiccups with the loan underwriting process, then how I can communicate to the cooperating side to keep you in that transaction. So a lot of people don't talk about this, but you want to make sure that you're choosing a really good agent and a really good lender and making sure they also work really well together, because if not, it could make the process a little less smooth. Number 9, buying a home in LA, it's really important to know which pocket you want to focus in, because the city of Los Angeles and surrounding neighborhoods, it's quite large. You could easily drive well over an hour in each direction, and each pocket is very unique when it comes to the culture of the neighborhood, the lifestyle of the neighborhood, real estate prices, location, accessibility, the list goes on. So really start to learn where you want to live. And if you don't know where you want to live, I'm starting a new series covering different pockets in Los Angeles and everything you need to know about living in that specific part of town. So if you would like to learn more, check out my channel, and I have a handful of videos up and running. And the last thing is less so more something you need to know, but just general advice. Enjoy the home buying process. I know it can be emotional or daunting or stressful, but it all works out in the end, I promise. And LA is one of the strongest real estate markets to invest into. I know it's expensive. I know it's hard to get in initially, but home prices on average are increasing 5 to 6% every single year. Buying a home gives you the opportunity to build equity and also have a very stable form of an investment. So enjoy the process. And if you guys have any questions about making a move here in Los Angeles, there's a link down below to schedule a free home buyer consultation call. And you can also download my home buyer's guide for more additional information on the home buying process. I will also be posting a second follow-up video with the entire home buying process and what you need to know. So keep an eye out for that as well. Have an amazing day, guys, and I'll see you next time.